No, I think it's been, widely reported, but, the thing between Tupac and Biggie, we kind of touched on a little bit, man. Did you ever hang out with Tupac and Biggie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was that like? And, where were you? If you
I
could
mean,
take
we
me
on
through it.
records together. Running from the Police, we actually did that song together. You know what I'm saying? All in the studio that day. You know what I'm saying? Biggie was there, C's was there. A couple other members from Junior Mafia came by the session. And so we had spent numerous times around each other prior to everything becoming what it ended up becoming.
Okay. Is there anything special about that session that you remember that, Tupac and Biggie being on the same record together? That's pretty crazy.
Man, it's
I know it
I
was a
just
long time
remember a
ago.
lot of people came through the session by the end of the night, man. A lot of hip hop greats came through. I'm like Dougie Fresh came through. I believe maybe of course Stretch and a lot of those cats from Queens was there. Easy Mo B was there. You know what I mean? Heavy D might have pulled up. It was just a lot of different people because Pac was in the studio working. Big was there. Big was definitely on his way up at that time. And so them two cats in the studio, the word started spreading around. Of course, we was in God, what was the name of that studio in New York? I forget the name of it, but we was in the studio. A lot of artists worked at. So I just remember being a young dude, like, damn, I'm in a session. There's so many fucking hip hop greats up ahead. This is, you know what I mean? This is dope.
I believe you had a friendship with Little C's and Junior Mafia back then?
Yeah, we was all cool, man. It was absolutely, the camps was cool, man. Like, Big wanted to be in Thug Life, and Pac wanted him to be a part of Thug Life, and wanted him on the album. And I think there was some clearance issues with Puff at the time. He didn't want Big putting too much material out before he started putting his shit out. So Pac couldn't get him on the album, but absolutely, man, it was all love.
Biggie wanted to be in Thug Life. Okay, this is something I've never heard. I did not know that. So before Biggie blew up, they had this, as everybody knows, they had this really, pretty good friendship and relationship, man. And it was so tight that Biggie and Pac, he was actually wanted to be part of Thug Life. That would have been crazy.
Well, you got to understand that during this time, man, Puff situation was in limbo. You know what I mean? He had just left Uptown Records. He hadn't got that new deal yet, but he had Biggie as an artist. You know what I mean? And Big is he trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? He's not the notorious B.I.G. yet. He's still doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? He talked about it in his music, so you already know where I'm going with it. You know what I mean? Big was actually going in and out of town doing what he had to do to put food on the table. And so Pac is on. Pac is a major fucking star, coming to New York, doing movies, doing press, you know what I mean? And he's hitting Big up like, yo, come through. And he's like having Big come to the Waldorf Astoria. You know what I'm saying? Big is coming from Brooklyn. Big ain't never even been in the Waldorf Astoria until, he's coming to hang out with Tupac, who's a bona fide star. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility, or it's not hard to believe that he's looking at it like, yo, I don't know what's going on over here, but homie is rolling and he fucking with me and I can get on. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, Big, I'm sure, was loyal to Puff and he wanted to wait. You know what I'm saying? And actually, Pac was one of the people that told him to wait. Like, nah, Puff gonna make you a star. I was a witness to that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pac, like, nah, chill. Puff will make you a star. You know what I mean? He know what he doing. Just be patient. It's all gonna work out. Just being an encouraging energy for Big, because he was, feeling kind of desperate at that time. And obviously wanted to get on so he could put his stamp on the game. And that was on the time, you've heard these stories, Pac was letting them come, open up shows and shit. This is all around that same time.
You mentioned Tupac telling Biggie that Puffy will make him a star, man. That's kind of crazy to hear, you know what I'm saying, seeing how everything turned out.
Mm-hmm. One thing about Pac, he wasn't a hater, you know what I'm saying? Pac wasn't a hater. Like, he wanted to see everybody win. He just wanted to win too.
Yeah, I mean, he really took Biggie kind of under his wing and did a lot for him, it seems like. and just to see everything go left with them, you know, how did you kind of feel when things started to kind of unravel and, you know, everything started to happen when Tupac was accusing him of setting him up and everything?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's incorrect. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I don't ever recall Pac saying Big set me up or Big had something to do with me getting shot. He did not say that. What was said was, you know, he felt like he could have got more support because, you know, you my man and this is your town. And so, you know, he felt at the time that he should have got more, you know, support, respect, and loyalty from them.
So that was his main issue right there. Okay. Okay. How did going to prison affect him?
What do you mean? Like,
Did it change him at all?
yeah, prison will change you. Prison will change you. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. It'll harden you. You know what I'm saying? It's either gonna break you or make you. And it didn't break him.
Was he less trustworthy of women?
I wouldn't say he was less trustworthy of women. I think he just learned a new way to operate when dealing with women. And, you know, the fact that women can become extremely intoxicated by fame and power and money and will go to certain levels to, you know, share space with you. And so you kind of gotta make sure you're not as accessible to certain type of, you know, individuals, male or female, but most specifically, you know, women, the groupies. You know what I'm saying? Them kind of women that, you know, a week ago before you was famous and popping, they wouldn't even look at you twice. But now that you're on a big screen, you have money, you have fame, they just can't seem to understand why they can't have you. You know what I'm saying? So he just learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Why did Tupac want to be on a cross on the Makaveli album cover?
That's a great question, man. I think, you know, Makaveli, from the music, it had some religious undertones, had some very deep concepts on it. And, you know, I feel like, you know, quite possibly, this is not something that he verbalized to any of us or to me personally, but I feel like he could have felt like he was, you know, sacrificing himself, so to speak, for hip hop and for the not just the West Coast, but for the underdog, the one that is looked over, the one that people scoff at because they don't necessarily come into the game all shiny and looking like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? For the have-nots, for the roses that grow from concrete. Pac felt like he was the torchbearer for those people, in my opinion.
Was it surprising to see him on the album cover like that? Did you guys know it was coming, or would you guys just see it like that?
I mean, it was his concept. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, it was his concept, and he gave the concept to the artist Risky, who eventually ended up doing that cover and did a great job on it. It's an iconic cover. You know what I mean? I think I seen one list that said it was, you know, top 5 album covers of all time. You know what I mean? And yeah, but you know, we weren't surprised, you know what I mean? Because we was like sitting right there when he was saying this is what he wanted the album cover to be.
Well, the All Eyes on Me movie came out not too long ago, man. What was your thoughts on that?
My thoughts initially was it was about time. You know what I'm saying? I felt like Pac deserved a biopic on, you know, his times. And you know what I'm saying? So I was happy that it was able to, you know, finally get done.
Okay. Do you feel like it was a good movie? Do you feel like it could have been better?
I felt like All Eyes on Me, you know, suffered from not being able to have Tupac Shakur actually playing himself.
Okay.
Because to me, that's all people really wanted. And so I kind of felt like at the beginning that movie didn't stand a chance no matter how good it was. Because nothing was gonna give people what they wanted, and that's Pac back.
Yeah. What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.